imagine what we will show us passion. And that old farmhouse, rich with history, how we ended is still a mystery.
WBON TV wants to thank you for making us the most popular local news source in the region. WBON TV is now our area's most followed local news source on Facebook and social media. While others try to imitate, you can count on WBON TV to continue to dominate your coverage of news, weather, and of course local sports. Advertising is affordable too. To be part of what we're doing here at WBON TV, email us at information@WBONTV.com.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Musical Musings with WBON TV. I'm Marissa Hempel and I'm really excited because this girl, by the way, you guys, is really cool. Her name is Sarah Beth Terry and she's from Estill County, right, Sarah Beth?
I am, born and bred.
And that's like kind of like your whole persona, right? It's Estill County through and through. I'm a country girl kind of thing.
Pretty much. I mean, I tried to do rock and rap and polka, and just with his voice, you just couldn't with his accent. So I started just owning it, you know, everywhere I've gone. My engineer blue shows, but it took a long time for me to find my appreciation for where I come from. I think you have to leave it to really love being back. And now I'm looking for a way to get back in. I'm like, hey, this is my town. I want to introduce.
Knocking on the door. Let me back in.
Let me in. Hey, I forgot my key. But I'm just tickled to death to be able to put Estill back in a positive light. Like the title track is Estill County Rain, and we've never had a song with our county name in the title. So I don't know if it'll do anything, but for the 10 or 15 people that bought it so far, thanks so much. They'll know.
That's a shout out, guys. Please buy her album.
Pre-order it. It comes out like now, like in like a week. So
yeah, that's
pre-order
exciting.
it.
And we'll definitely talk more about that, but let's get more into your background as well.
Sure.
I'm definitely interested. It seems like there's a lot of good music coming out of Estill County. And you're one of the names in that.
I'm honored to be on the same platform. When I left town a long time ago to go to Nashville and pursue my dreams, there wasn't a lot of musicians out of our neck of the woods. Kevin Richardson, Backstreet Boys, I think, was the big name.
I wasn't aware of that. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Graduated from Estill, I think, in 89 or 90. But
Okay.
Anyway, so he was the only, like, singer that was, like, from our neck of the woods. And then we've had this influx of just amazing musicians that are passing right through Estill County and, like, setting up turf. And I'm like, we finally have got our groove. Like, we're building something. And so even from far away as Nashville, like, I feel like that blood still runs true. So I'm just very proud of everybody on that stage. I mean, it doesn't matter what they're picking or what they're singing. That's home. So
yeah,
I'll support it.
Definitely made its mark, and it's just amazing to me, and I love it because we're here in Madison, but we're not far away. So
we're all neighbors. I mean, you've got the Walmart, so we're here all the time.
Yeah, that's all we got. Y'all have really good music. We have a Walmart.
You have the Walmarts. So we'll trade.
Well, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about your background, because I know you describe yourself as a writer, and you said your mother was a writer too, right?
My mom wrote for our local paper there in Estill County for a long time, and just known for her big white sunglasses and hair that looks a lot like mine now, and she always set me on the front porch, and I thought it was because she was inspiring my inner writer. Turns out I was under her feet, and we had a little tiny house and no cable. So I said, let's do this. So she would have me sit on the front porch and write a poem or look through a poetry book, and she'd come up there and critique it a little bit. And so when I became a songwriter, she's like, really? I'm like, seriously? You've been training me for this my entire life. I can't do math. I'm not very good at it.
Who is?
I can count to 4. That's all musicians can
Right.
do. And I was like, I can write, though, so we'll do that. So it's kind of funny. But, my mom was always a magnificent writer, and she'd be commissioned to write poems for other people for anniversaries or birthdays, for special events. And I thought, that's really cool. And so, really, my songwriting's always been a nod to what she did. I just want to take it to a bigger audience. So
yeah, it sounds like you learned from the best. How would you describe, Sarah Beth, your style? Like, who would you compare yourself to? If you
Oh,
had to?
Lord.
I know it's a hard question. I mean, I've listened to your stuff, and I could probably make a guess, but I like to hear it.
It's different for everybody. I range from Pat Benatar to Patsy Cline. Like, you'll hear just as much Winona growls as you will Reba yodels in my stuff, because it's just the way the song goes. I don't know if I really sound like anybody. I sound sort of, here and there. You'll hear little inflections of who I've been inspired by. But I've never really had somebody compare me to like directly to an artist, I've heard Winona quite a bit because of the twang.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but
But
yeah.
and kind of the attitude too, I think. But then when I play in Texas, I'm compared to other people. I'm played in Missouri, I'm compared to other people. So I'm always interested to see what I remind people of. So
Well, let's let everyone decide for themselves here on Musical Musings because Sarah Beth Terry is going to play a few songs for us. And do you have something lined up for the first one that you have in mind?
sure. I mean, a while ago I did Estill County Rain. I did the title track for the radio. I think I'll do you the second single. So that's called Mountain Man. And
Okay. I was like, if you're going to play, I want you to play Estill County Rain, but
I
I
will.
don't want to cry yet.
we'll save that for last because
Just
I
so
know you
everybody-
just got your makeup all fixed. So I don't want you
Yeah,
to.
well, I'm probably going to cry, but just so everybody knows that's watching, like, I cried listening to her music, so.
It makes me so happy. And I know that sounds so narcissistically like horrible.
No,
But
it's-
I write for the reaction. So anyway, this song, little short
good
story.
music elicits a response, for sure.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll cross stitch it on a pillow.
Yeah.
This one turned out to be a tribute to a lot of the good old boys that I grew up with. And everybody that's heard it thinks they know who it's about. They're like, oh, I know that guy. And I'm like, that's the whole point. Like, everybody knows the Mountain Man. So I wrote this one evening, and it's going to be our second single, whatever that means. I think we're just going to shove it down everybody's throat. Hope you like it. He's a man of few words. He's a little boy lost. He's a sweet talking devil, gets you up to his level. He's a rebel without a cause. He's as red as a clay. He's as tall as a cone. Hot around the collar, running up and down the holler. Had a bottle since he was born. Has no one told you about the Mountain Man? A living legend on this piece of land. In his shadow, all the we can stand and disbelieve. There must be something in the station Camp Creek that breeds a buzz and make my knees go weak. Have you heard about a mountain man? 'Cause a mountain man belongs to me. With a wink of his eye and a hint of a grin, draws me in like a magnet, hot as iron and agate, and I burn like propane. He's a Fort Knox dog. He's a one-way street. He's a tower of battle. He's a cold and he's stable, and he likes his whiskey. Has no one told you about the Mountain Man? A living legend on this piece of land. In his shadow, all the we can stand and disbelieve. There must be something in the station Camp Creek that breathes a buzz and make my knees go weak. Have you heard about a mountain man? 'Cause a mountain man belongs to me. Yeah, the mountain man belongs to me.
Okay, I love that, and I had never heard that one before, so.
Well, that's a brand new one, and we have a t-shirt to match, and those will be available on the website soon. We're just having fun with it. But no matter what, you saw somebody in your head when you heard it, didn't you?
Oh, of course.
See?
yeah.
I mean, you always are like, I know that guy. So that's what we like to do. We like to paint the picture, and you fill in the blank.
And I've noticed that with your songs. It always seems like there's kind of like a visual to go with everything, you know?
If I can't see the music video while I'm writing it, I just don't write it. I have to
don't
see the
bother.
storyline. And somebody asked me once, they're like, how can you remember all these lyrics? I write, songwriters professionally are supposed to write somewhere between 12 and 20 songs a year.
Okay.
That's it. One a month. Last year I turned in 500. So
you
I write
serious?
all the time.
So are you ready? Do we have time for you to play all 500 right
I
now?
mean, you know, just that's all my songs. There you go, done. But they asked me how I remember the lyrics because I write so frequently and I write so much. And I said, well, it's just I see the storyline. I don't even pay attention to the lyrics. I see where the story goes, and I just sing the story. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. This is the end. So I have to, or else I think my brain would explode and it would just roll out my ear or something. But it's kind of crazy to write a lot and then try to sing them like on cue. But I'm glad you liked that one. That one's brand
Oh,
new.
I absolutely loved it. That was awesome. So for those who are, just now watching, this is from Sarah Beth Terry's Estill County Rain. And it's coming out this week, right? But I'm
Friday the
lucky and I
13th.
already have a copy. Just so
Well,
you know.
there's privilege in media, right?
Right, yeah. So I was going to say, so that was Mountain Man, which I loved. And like you said, it painted a picture. I was going to ask about because I would love to be a fly on the wall during, imagine you on your porch. I'm sure your husband, doesn't like to hear it all the time. But you just sitting there jamming, I just think that'd be awesome to listen
It's
to
like
that.
watching a tornado form. I mean, I'm constantly just stirring, and I'm in that flight and frenzy and just angry, and I can hear it in my head, and I can't get it out quick enough. My husband's like, "She's right, and just shut the door and just throw cigarettes
leave
under
her
the
alone."
door, and notes. Are you okay? Do you need food?
Any
But,
whiskey or anything?
any
or just
whiskey, So at this point, he's kind of just. At first, it freaked him completely out, but it's really fun. People who've never watched me write to get in the room. Apparently, I turn into a whole different person. I don't know. I'm trying to become more aware of it, become a little more mindful of it. But I just go into this storm front, and I just go.
That
Get in my
should be
room.
your next single, Stormfront.
Actually, the next single we're already working on the next album, and this one's not even out yet, but it'll be called Kentucky Tornado, and it's
Ooh.
just we're just gonna
Okay.
keep going. Natural disasters, Estill County Rain, Kentucky
Yeah, there you
Tornado,
go.
New Madrid Fault, whatever. We'll just keep
You should
naming
do something with
catastrophes.
Estill County Lightning or something.
Lord, White Lightning.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Well, awesome. I absolutely love that. I'm assuming you have another one. I don't know if you're going to play a new one. I kind of wanted to hear the urban song, but I don't know if you... If you don't want to play it, it's fine.
Lord.
Did you even, I know you did that one.
I
Do you
haven't
wanna-
done that one on
Well, why don't you tell us the story behind that one then?
I
Because
wrote
then
it.
you just make it up.
Yeah,
on the
I
fly.
got to the studio super early. It was still dark outside.
Yeah.
And I had this song just rolling around my head, and Loretta was sitting up front. We're sitting there smoking our cigarettes, and I said, "Quick, write this down." She's like, "With what?" I was like, "I don't care." So I just went, "Huh." And she said, "We're going live in like 2 minutes." I was like, "Cool, let's do this song." And we did, and that was the only recorded version of it ever.
Oh, really?
And it's
okay.
like up to like 50,000 views, and I'm
Yeah,
going,
we don't want to taint that version. Then.
like
That's
that is
fine.
just that is the I've got to demo it apparently. Eventually,
Oh, I
I'll just have
love
all
that.
the urban songs.
Well,
So-
the only reason I mentioned that one was because I love the lyricism in that one.
Oh, well,
And
thank you.
Even I'm not obviously from urban. If you all can't tell, I'm trying to get the
So
accent.
where do
down,
you
but
hail from?
Cincinnati.
Oh,
Not that far,
not far,
but
the
still.
Queen City.
But I appreciate the all of the pictures you paint with like the burger barn, and I love the part
wigwam
about
and
filling
the
up my
twin.
tank on Daddy's money.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cute, yeah.
And that all of that's true. I mean, busted back window panes. Like everybody I knew had something wrong with the vehicle, and I'm like, "You gonna fix it?" Nah.
Did you hear who got divorced? this
Did you
week
hear
or
got
whatever?
divorced?
Yeah.
You know who's got kids? Like it's literally every time I come home, it's like this news bulletin, this hillbilly news bulletin, which I love.
Hillbilly news bulletin.
And I love it. Like I say that with all the love in my heart because
Yeah.
I am a hillbilly, and I just get tickled because I'm like, okay, well, who's this guy with? And oh my gosh, well, what happened to this girl? And oh my, you're kidding? They've got kids in high school. Like, you can't do that with people in Nashville because they're like, who are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sure.
So
yeah.
I love to come home just to be like, get the beauty shop scoop and be like, what? You're kidding me? I cannot believe that they're
Beauty
together.
shop scoop.
And it's fun, but I love it because it's home, and I mean it always calls back to you. So speaking of home,
You got another one in mind then?
yeah, I think I do.
You pick.
We'll do Into the Mountains. How about that?
All right,
one?
let's hear it.
Since we're in a mountain mood here this
We are.
morning.
Clearly we are. There's a theme I'm sensing.
The world went and got itself into a rush. A great big damn hurry, there's no need to push. Had my fill of the city, the smog and the smoke. So into the mountains I go. I can live off the land, I can breathe in the air. Nothing for miles and miles all waiting there. Granddaddy's granddaddy sit down, roots here to grow. So into the mountains I go, and I will wander over the hills, and I wind up where the sunlight back home. So into the mountains I go. The heart of a dweller's more priceless than gold, and buried deep down like those pockets of coal. Well, I gave him my heart and he gave me his soul. So into the mountains I go, and I will wander over the hills, and I'll wander where the sunlight don't show. My people are calling my spirit back home. So into the mountains I go. Into the mountains I go.
Shoo, that one gave me chills.
Well, thank you.
My little legs got the goosey bumps. So your chords, I mean, I don't know. I feel like with every note you have is like, it kind of hits deep, I feel.
Well, thank you.
Well, at first I was like, this sounds like Simple Man, kind of. Has anyone ever told you that before? Like, it kind of,
but
it's
that's
evocative of that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
That's meant to be a compliment.
Oh, that's a huge compliment.
But yeah, it was kind of like deep like that, and like the way it sounded.
I've heard it compared to Harlan. I've heard it compared to somebody else said another one the other day, and I hadn't heard it in forever. Old song like Bill Monroe, and I was like, well, that's kind of it's just mountain music. It's just going back home.
I love it. I always use this term, but I feel like I say it a lot. But hauntingly beautiful.
Well, thank you.
You know, I love that.
I'll take that. I love that.
Yeah, we try to throw out compliments here on Musical Musings. Well, Sarah Beth, tell us about Nashville and compare it to, because I know you've been down there and you've been kind of all around, right? You know.
Yeah, I've been here, there, and everywhere at least twice. Got the T-shirt and postcards and whatnot.
Right.
But,
Can write home, have the shot glass to send
Right.
back to mom. But tell us how that compares to your hometown experience.
it was so funny because the things that I learned, my mother was a very outgoing person, is a very outgoing person. My whole family really is. So it was kind of a, okay, suck it up, smile, be nice, let's do this, you know. And so when I got to Nashville, that kind of translated that I was just friends with everybody. I wasn't a wallflower at all. Like, I just kind of kicked down the door and was like, hey, I'm here, what's up? You
Didn't know a stranger kind
at
of thing.
all, and
Yeah.
still really don't, which is great and cursed at the same time because I've just, sure, come on in, everything's fine, you know. I'd be the one that would, you know, probably be friends with Ted Bundy or something. Like, it was just, everybody has got a fair shake with me at first. My husband's very much the opposite, so.
Well, they say opposites attract,
You know.
so.
And it's just so funny because Nashville, I just went in like guns blazing, like here I am. And I realized really quickly that you don't have that security blanket of home in that big of a city. But I did find my tribe down there, and it is a little town inside of a great big town. Like, you run into the same people over and over and over again. So being from a small town and understanding that you check on people and you take care of each other, and you know, if somebody's sick or somebody's got married or you just make a cheese ball and go on over. And
You've got some good one-liners. I might just
no,
steal some of
that's
this.
the truth. I've always got stuff for a cheese ball, but
Make a cheese ball and go on over. At
Go
least
on
it's
over.
not Jello. Nobody wants
right,
Jello.
don't make a jello. Just don't do that. But so being in Nashville, they all got tickled because no matter what, I was still Estill County. So it still translates even as recently as a few weeks ago when we're down that close and I ran into a whole bunch of people from home. I'm like, hey, y'all come over for supper. And my husband's like, how many people is going to be here this week? I'm like, it'll be fine. Just come on in. So I'm very thankful for my Estill upbringing because I think that being in a bigger city and being in a different place, you just learn to treat everybody like friends and family right off the get-go. And I think that you don't have that in a bigger town. You know, being born in Cincinnati, you probably didn't walk up to people at Walmart and be like, hey, how are you doing? What's going on?
Right.
You know, you're probably like, going to get my stuff done and get out of here.
Yeah.
But we know everybody. Lord, an adventure to go to Save-A-Lot, we'd be there for hours.
Right. Like,
You know.
let's allot at least 4 hours to go
And
to
then when my
Save-A-Lot.
granny would be getting ready to leave somewhere, you know, she's going on her 45-minute farewell tour, you know, like
Yeah.
she had to go say bye to everybody. But that translates in a big city because you learn how to listen to people and actually be a person with them instead of just a fly on the wall. So,
Well, I'm not going to try to get too deep, but this is the last thing I'll say before we go into your last song. Well, there's a
Okay.
couple things I want to say, of course.
Well, all right, go right
I'm
ahead.
long-winded. But, you know, that's kind of dying right now. Like, I don't know if I blame social media, but, like, human connections is just a rare thing. So that's another reason I like some of your songs, because
Well,
I feel
thank
like you
you.
do talk about the actual human condition instead of just, like, because a lot of people just sit at home now, you know? Like, I was reading something the other day about the death of the neighborhood. You know, people don't go and introduce themselves to their neighbors anymore. We're getting too deep. It's
Oh,
too
no, you're
early for
not
this.
at all.
I'm
It's
sorry.
really funny. We are most connected society that's ever existed
Right.
in human history, but we don't talk to each other. Like, we don't
Yeah.
talk any more than a foot away. And I always got tickled at that. Like, I love going places where there's no cell phone service and you have to pretend it's 1999 again and you have to actually talk to people.
Right. I
And,
love that.
You know, I love doing that, and I appreciate that. There's places that I go specifically because there's no cell phone service, because I want to connect with what's around me. But at the same time, I'm live on Facebook right now. Like, I'm live all the time, but the convenience of it is I get to see you, we get to see each other. But at the same time, those same people that watch me are usually people I get to hang out with at my shows or hang out with at my porch, or I'll run into them somewhere random, like a Dollar General, be like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And then we already have a connection. So I build my connections off of my social media connections. And I feel like because I was without it my entire generation, I'm catching up. But like my nieces and nephews are like, no, I would never meet the people that I know on Facebook. And I'm like, how are you friends with them?
I know. And
Like,
I'm in that weird in-between phase.
it's in that, and I love it. I love the people that I haven't got to meet in person, but I feel like I know them. You know, that's a connection. We have a great commonality, but at the same time, it's a whole different mindset than the generation behind us. But who knows? It'll come back. You know, the good things always come back. So.
I know. I have faith. I feel bad getting so deep here on
I mean, the
this
first
rainy Monday
we lived in
morning.
this little bitty tiny town. You know, we pulled off our gas. We never knew where we were in Munfordville. I needed an L8. They had them, thank God.
I know you love AL8.
Oh my
Shout out to
gosh.
AL8, by
Yeah,
the way.
I have a tattoo of L8. Please endorse
do
me
you
for
really
the
have a
love of
tattoo?
God. Yeah, I have a tattoo.
Can
of
you
L8.
show us?
Sure. I got on stage one night while singing. I got tired of telling everybody where Esther
Oh,
was.
that's cool.
So I was like, it's right here. And then I put all the stuff I love
Oh,
about
it's got a
Kentucky in
little
there.
heart.
So we
I
were
love
laughing
it.
about that. But
And a treble clef. And what else did you have?
I see my L8 bottle goldenrod, the Green Bridge in Irvin, my railroad crossing, my Maker's Mark, and my guitar. So
Oh, I love
all the
it.
things I love about being home. But we lost our train of thought. We started talking about tattoos.
Well, I kind of wanted, I know, I apologize, but there is a theme here because we're talking about relationships, romantic and otherwise, in your last song that you're going to play for us, right?
Oh, well, good. She just segued right into something, right? Like, well, we're not on the subject.
I'm the segue queen, by
right.
the way. I'm not good at many things. But I should say before you go into your spiel, Sarah Beth, is that I have never cried on Musical Musings, and I'm going to really try to hold it together, and I think I'll be okay. But this
Okay.
song has made me cry in the past.
It made me cry when I wrote it, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
And-
You had someone in mind when you wrote this
Oh, well,
song.
yeah, it's a true story. And the older I get, the more it just. Sometimes I feel like I write things and don't really know what I'm writing until the situation happens, and I'm like, whoa, like I already wrote this. And this one, it breaks my heart just about every time I play it, but I love it, and it's the first story of the first chapter of the book of Sarah Beth.
And this is the title track again, right?
The
Estill
new
County
album
Rain,
that is on
guys.
pre-order now on iTunes just for $10. It's less than 2 packs of cigarettes.
There you go.
They make awesome Ninja Stars, Frisbees.
See,
target practice.
you can forego your
Dinner plates.
nicotine addition for at least one day.
Yeah,
to get
'cause-
Sarah Beth
and then you'll want to
Terry's
buy a
album.
carton because all of them songs will make you smoke.
Probably, yeah.
So anyway,
Well, let's hear it. This is
Here you
definitely the
go.
one I want to hear. It's
here's your Estill
absolutely-
County Rain, my darling.
Thank you.
The air is thick, the storms are coming. See the blue clouds rolling in from Madison. No siren rain, there was no warning, but in his eyes I could see what was happening. The sky ripped open, they ran a shelter in the arms of one another. Summer showers fan their flame. We feel hot, we feel fast, we feel lame, like Estill County rain.
touch me, I could feel the thunder crashing. The August heat, the season passing, only added to what we were sure was passion. And that old farmhouse, rich with history, how we ended is still a mystery. Never knowing that this moment would never come again. We fell hard, we fell fast, we fell down like Esther County Rain. First love never dies, they say it hides, but never goes away when the sky grows dark and the clouds rolling high. Still think of him. Years go by and life gets busy, but sometimes I wonder, does he ever miss him? Does he recall the first time he kissed me? Or long for days when living life was easy? Older, wiser, different roads down, still nothing about my hometown. That brown-eyed boy who took my breath away. We fell hard, we fell fast, we fell down. We fell hard, we fell fast, we fell down like Esther County Rain. Like Esther County Rain. The air is thick, the storms are coming.
Oh, I did it. She cried.
I didn't spill over, but I did.
She spilled over.
I was proud of myself. I was like,
She
hold
held it together.
It was hard. But yeah, the first time I heard that, I don't know what was wrong with me. I mean, well, obviously your writing was what was wrong with me, but
I just
saw
I
it.
hate that I feel good about making her cry.
Yeah.
But I write for the reaction. That's the whole
Right.
thing. If it talks to me, maybe it'll talk to you. And even people who've never even heard of Esther County are like, where is this place? You know?
Right, I
But,
know.
everybody
It made
has
me
an
wanna
Esther County.
visit again.
Right. Well, see, there we go. We're going to boost tourism with it.
Yeah, there you go.
Come see where Sarah got her heart broke.
So yeah, if you all want to have an evocative, experience and possibly cry like I have a couple times now, that's Estill County Rain from Sarah Beth Terry's.
Well, thank you. Just pour you a drink and get you some cigarettes and
Right.
just dig in.
I know, I'm at work right now. Too bad I can't do any of that. But
Well, now you have a copy. I know what you're going to do after work today.
Right. No one called me for 3 hours. Well, awesome. So Sarah Beth, tell us where we can get your album.
You can get my album on iTunes, Amazon, Google, Pandora, Spotify, everything that is digitally equipped for music. You can go ahead and pre-save the playlist now. If you go ahead and get on iTunes and pre-order it, it is $9.99, and it is it comes with already. You get Esther County Rain. You can listen to that, and then everything else will dump into your playlist come Friday the 13th. If you happen to come to Kentucky Mountain Moonshine Saturday, December the 14th at 6 p.m. out on Cow Creek in Ravenna, we are going to have the CD release party. $15 gets you in the door at 6 p.m. and you get a copy of the CD, and you get to hang out with me and hear all the dirt about all the people that these songs are about. But it'll be a lot of fun anyway. So there's a lot of really big stuff going on this weekend in Irvin. So come on down, hang out with us for a while, get you some moonshine, get you a CD, get you a laugh, and you can get the hard copy, which is fun. I mean, to me, that's the most fun.
Right, I know, and especially with the album art. I don't know. Do you want to tell us real quick before we wrap up about how this shot?
Gosh, the
'Cause this
cover
shot's
shot
awesome. I don't know if y'all can see it.
is of me
but-
smoking a cigarette and drinking a bottle of Kentucky Mountain Moonshine,
Yeah.
with my guitar strapped on my back. And we had been shooting all dad burn day. And I mean, it was so bitter cold. It was that real heavy frost the 1st of November. And we decided to go up to
Oh,
Nava
this was
Tunnel.
just this past month?
Oh, yeah, like this past
Oh.
month. And so we went up to Knob Tunnel, and it was so much traffic that day. And we finally, like, I'm strapped down. I got my lipstick on. I'm like, let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. So I lit a cigarette, and
Now or never, baby.
Bobby goes, do it. And I'm like standing, like, waiting for, like, traffic to clear a little bit. And I just jump in front of the tunnel, and I'm like doing all these weird, like, RuPaul poses. And he's like, got it, let's roll. And so he sent me the pictures that night, and he goes, I think we got the cover. And I was like, of course we did. The very last picture of the day,
Of the
when I was just
entire
over
day.
it. I was just like, I'm going to stand here and smoke my cigarette. And,
How many cigarettes did you have to go through to get this?
No, that was it. I only lit one.
Oh, really? So the other shots you weren't even smoking?
No, there wasn't any other shots. Like, we had 3 minutes
that
to
was
get
literally it.
that entire thing.
Oh, okay. I thought
so
you-
between traffic. No, we'd been shooting at Fitchburg Furnace all day. We went out to my family farm at Fox, and then we went on up to the gorge. And that was the very last shot of the day. And I was like, of course it is. Like, why not? So I only went through, I think, 2 packs the whole day, though. So it wasn't that bad of a day. Because just as soon as I get one lit, he's like, okay, you ready to shoot? I'm like, flip, let's go. I think I smoked 5 whole cigarettes out of that whole day.
Okay. So not any different than a normal
Not
day.
even more
Yeah.
different. I mean, less than a normal day, probably.
That's pretty good. Well, awesome. Sarah Beth, it's been awesome to have you on Musical Musings.
Well, thanks for having me.
I would love to sit here and talk with you all day because you're just so much fun.
Well, thank you.
Loretta
Appreciate
told me, and I already know, because Loretta never does wrong by me. Like, the people Loretta sends, which you're probably the third she sent me, like, I'm always very pleased. I'm like,
Well, cool.
and it's always the cool Estill County people.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I might have
There's
to
something about being from
relocate.
Estill County. We're different from everybody else.
Yeah, I like it. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm melding and assimilating into.
We love assimilation. Just
Yeah.
bring it on in.
I might. be
Appalachian
there.
assimilation. That's what we're gonna name
See,
our new
there's
mission.
another. You got another one-liner.
that's the new title track
You
of
need
the
to
5th
start.
album.
I mean, with between the cheese ball and that one, and something about you said in the first half of the show.
There
you
ain't
know,
no
you
telling.
need
I
to
just
start-
fly by the seat of my pants.
Well, you need to start copywriting these one-liners.
One of these days, I'm going to write a book. I would do stand-up comedy, but I'm too lazy. I'd have to do sit-down.
That's a lot of work.
You
yeah.
can't make us money on sit-down comedy anymore.
I don't know. Some people do it. That could be your opening joke. Like, hey, this is supposed to be stand-up, but I'm sitting.
I'm way too lazy for that. So,
Yeah.
anyway, well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I do
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
So everyone check out Sarah Beth Terry, Estill County's own, which we are very proud to have her here on Musical Musings. So definitely check her out, get her album, which will be out appropriately on Friday the 13th of this month. And definitely stay tuned for another edition of Musical Musings for WBON TV. I'm Marissa Hempel.